Russians drowned 6 armored vehicles while attempting to cross the Kazeni-Terets River during a mechanized assault on the Dobropilya direction. The 33rd Mechanized Brigade published a video showing the repelled assault. Once again, the Russians tried to push through the brigade's defensive line near Volodymyrivka. 5 armored vehicles rolled out from the direction of Novotoretska. However, this time the weather conditions, which the invaders clearly relied on, did not play in their favor, the brigade reported. Some of the armored vehicles became stuck in the river while attempting to cross and eventually sank. During this time, they were targeted by artillery, FP-5 drones, bomber drones, and HIMARS rocket systems. In addition, some of the vehicles were disabled by drone strikes even before reaching the crossing point. We have the following results of our effective defense. 3 vehicles sank, and 2 were destroyed jointly with neighboring units, the brigade reported. According to Serviceman Kriegsforscher on the X network, this attack was part of a larger mechanized assault that was also repelled by neighboring brigades. According to his information, the 93rd and 33rd Mechanized Brigades and the 95th Air Assault Brigade, together with adjacent units, destroyed at least 16 armored vehicles. It's hard to count how many of their armored vehicles were used because of the poor weather conditions and fog. But we're sure it was dozens, he noted. Meanwhile, OSINT researcher Moklesin, analyzing the video released by the 33rd Brigade, discovered that at least 6 Russian armored vehicles got stuck in the Kazeni-Terets River. In May 2022, Russian units suffered heavy losses while attempting to cross the Siversky Donets River near the village of Bilohorivka. At that time, the Russians tried to cross the Siversky Donets River for 8 days and temporarily established 3 bridgeheads, but Ukrainian forces gradually drove them out of each one. Overall, during the fighting and the chaotic retreat, Russian forces lost more than 80 armored vehicles, many of which were sunk in the river during both their attempts to cross for the assault and later during their withdrawal. The armed partisan movement, Atesh, announced that its agents carried out sabotage on railway infrastructure near Armyansk in the occupied Crimea. According to the movement, these actions helped slow the supply of ammunition and materiel to Russian units on the Kherson front. The movement released the information on October 26th. The partisans report that the impact on relay equipment led to disruptions in train movements that support the occupiers' logistics. This strike was delivered at the peak moment of the occupiers' logistical movements, which allowed slowing the supply of ammunition and materiel to units on the Kherson front, said Atesh coordinators. Earlier, the movement reported the discovery of the deployment sites of the main facilities of the 127th Separate Reconnaissance Brigade of the Black Sea Fleet of the Russian Federation, operating in Kherson region. It is also known that due to significant losses on the front, the occupiers are accelerating the construction of a military hospital in Sevastopol. Information updates regarding the partisan movement's actions should be seen as part of a broader context, with a focus on logistics and support for forces in the southern direction. Fighters from the 15th Artillery Reconnaissance Brigade, Chorny Lis, struck a Russian Buk M3 air defense system with a precision attack drone. Targeting Buk M systems is vital because they form a mobile, medium-range layer of air defense that protects Russian aircraft, cruise missiles, and launch sites. Suppressing them restores Ukrainian air superiority, reduces risk to drones and strike aircraft, and opens corridors for precision attacks on logistics and command nodes. A Russian soldier tried to neutralize a Ukrainian ground drone by tossing a grenade, unaware it was already carrying explosives. Operators from Ukraine's 38th Marine Brigade watched as the resulting blast turned into a powerful fireworks show. Kremlin propagandist Vladimir Solovyov once again threatened mass destruction, declaring, "There will be no life in Kharkiv, Odessa, Poltava, Mykolaiv. These cities won't exist, nor will Kyiv." He has been shouting this for over 3 years.
In war, victory goes not to this or that tape, but to the fierce who break the will to resist. Therefore, I will repeat once more, here we are, finally starting to blow everything to hell. There will be no life in Kharkiv, nor in Poltava, nor in Mykolaiv, nor in Odessa. These cities will not exist, and neither will Kyiv. If the civilians do not realize that they have been chosen as expendable material and do not overthrow their Nazi government, and if they have no strength, at least leave those cities. Understand that you are being used as a human shield. No strength to leave? Sorry, I will remind you of the fate of Sodom and Gomorrah. There were surely residents there who simply could not leave, simply had to live like everyone else.
Russia's leadership has once again turned to nuclear rhetoric to project strength and influence global perceptions of its military capabilities. President Vladimir Putin declared that Russia successfully tested its nuclear-powered Burevestnik cruise missile on October 21st. According to General Valery Gerasimov, the missile traveled approximately 14,000 kilometers over a 15-hour period at a subsonic speed of about 900 kilometers per hour. The Burevestnik is understood to be a ground-launched cruise missile featuring a top-mounted wing configuration, a pulsed nuclear propulsion engine designed for near-unlimited range, and a nuclear warhead, reportedly reaching a yield of around 2 megatons. Putin used these claims to assert that Russia's nuclear arsenal remains unrivaled in the world. The declaration of completed testing is intended to signal strategic deterrence and technological superiority, although independent verification of the test remains unavailable. Western assessments have previously described the Burevestnik program as technically risky due to radiation hazards and continued development challenges. In the same address, Putin attempted to showcase battlefield momentum by stating that Russian forces had encircled approximately 10,000 Ukrainian troops near the cities of Krasnoarmeysk and Dmitrov. This narrative aligns with Moscow's broader effort to present progress in its invasion despite ongoing Ukrainian resistance, long-range strike capabilities, and territorial defense operations. The combination of unverified nuclear weapons milestones with claims of frontline success reflects the Kremlin's strategy of coercive messaging. Moscow aims to bolster domestic support, unsettle international audiences, and pressure Ukraine and its allies by portraying both technological advances and perceived operational gains.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Every day. We had a guy last week at 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.